this video, I'm going to be showing you how to use an embroidery hoop. You can take a wooden hoop or a plastic hoop like this and a piece of fabric. In this case, I'm using 2 pieces of linen because the linen is really thin. So I want to have a backing. You don't have to back it with the same fabric, you could back it with a different fabric of a similar colour. You want to take the hoop and unwind at the top in an anti-clockwise direction, and you're opening that up, and then you're taking the hoop apart and you're going to place the hoop that doesn't have any of the metal on it on your worktop or your table, and that's always going to go underneath your fabric, so it goes first on the table. You take a piece of fabric, and at this point you're having a look closely at the fabric, looking at the warp and the weft of the fabric. So that's the horizontal and vertical lines that you can see. You want them to be sitting at a cross in front of you, and you need to think about that when you're placing the second piece of fabric over the top as well. So you're looking again at the vertical and horizontal lines in front of you, making sure that they're sitting at a cross. Then you get your second piece of your hoop. Now you could put it anywhere on your fabric. You don't have to put it in the middle. It could be anywhere around on the fabric. Once you've got that placed, then you take your second or your third piece of fabric, which I'm using in this case because I'm working on white. And to keep it clean, I like to have a piece of cotton over the top, so the hoop goes around that as well, and that means that it keeps the fabric really, really clean, and that piece of cotton can be easily washed. So I find that really handy. So you tighten at the top, so you're going in a clockwise direction, and you're tightening up and stretching, and you'll do that several times until all of the fabric is stretched. And you're also thinking again about the warp and the weft of the fabric and keeping all those lines straight in front of you. And you're tightening and stretching. So it's a little bit of a combination until you get it as taut as possible. You'll know when it's taut enough because you'll have no wrinkles on the fabric, and when you hit it, it'll sound a little bit like a drum skin. It'll be so taut across the hoop. So tightening. And this can take a little while just to get it right, but it's really important, and you should check this consistently as you are embroidering. You really do need the fabric to be stretched to get a beautiful finish on your embroidery. It's one of the most important things, so if you get this right, you are going to be in good stead. This is finished, it's ready to go, and I can start working.